Ano ang kahulugan ng kikiki?
Kalagakan, kamatayan.
Sino ang unang presidente ng Pilipinas? Ha? Unang presidente? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For me, a history is like a chismis. It's filtered and dagdag na rin.
How important is history?
See, everything else is based on evidence. There are letters around it. There were documented diaries around all of the stories except for the
But
myth
what is the
around
best
the
way
birth.
to learn history? Of course, to go back, revisit historical sites, and remember.
The Manila Cathedral, officially known as the Minor Basilica and Metropolitan Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, has roots dating back to 1581. The cathedral has undergone multiple reconstructions due to fires and earthquakes. The current structure, completed in 1958, holds historical significance as a venue for important events in Philippine history. The Manila Cathedral's architecture reflects a combination of different styles due to its various renovations. The current structure is predominantly inspired by the neo-Romanesque style, featuring intricate designs and detailing in its facade, interiors, and stained glass windows. Manila Cathedral is considered a historical place due to its role in pivotal events such as the First Philippine Plenary Council in 1953 and visits by Pope Paul VI in 1970 and Pope John Paul II in 1981. It has witnessed moments significant to the country's religious and cultural history. This wall features architect Ferdinand Ocampo, who supervised the revision of the cathedral following World War II. A text written in Spanish expressing the solemn blessing and laying of the cornerstone of the cathedral can also be found here. The war and the regenesis of ruins describes how the cathedral survived through the years of neglect, a reminder of the atrocities of the war. Devotees line up to venerate the relic of the true cross, which is a piece of the cross where Jesus Christ was crucified. Visiting Manila Cathedral provides a chance to explore a site deeply woven into the fabric of Philippine history and culture. The cathedral's architectural beauty, religious importance, and its hosting of significant events make it a compelling destination for those interested in the rich heritage of Manila and the Philippines.
Next is the Museo de Intramuros, which was reconstructed thanks to the efforts of Intramuros administration, an agency of the Department of Tourism that is mandated to restore Intramuros. It comprises two important reconstructions, the San Ignacio Church and the Mission House of the Society of Jesus. It houses the vast ecclesiastical collection of the Intramuros administration, which was so many that the ones displayed when we got there was only 30% of their total collection. These collections were saved from being auctioned off abroad or to private collectors. Part of the original foundations that the Intramuros administration was able to preserve was this cistern, a reservoir, which can be seen exposed but roped off in parts of the museum. The exhibit has 6 parts: the religious orders, the Patronato Real, the Immaculate Conception, the India response to evangelization, Sacramento, the centrality of the main altar, and lastly, Larawan, religious colonial paintings. Together, these exhibits tell a coherent story of how Filipinos received and responded to the influx of a new form of spirituality. Here is the Sacramento, where we can see different altars, which back then were symbols of a household's and town's wealth. Basically, as the economy improved that time, each town vied to have the most beautiful church in the province. So towering church with golds and silvers became the norm. Prosperous towns like Lipa and Batangas even managed to adorn the entire back wall of the church with silver all the way up to the ceiling. There was also an exhibit of the venerated virgins of Intramuros and how they are artistically presented to reflect the endurance of the Filipino faith and how they were venerated in contemporary times. Here was the segment reserved for religious orders: the Augustinians, the Franciscans, the Dominicans, and the Reformers.
Plaza San Luis, a cultural commercial complex houses arts and crafts stores, and Casa, Manila. Casa Manila or Manila House was built in 1981. Let's go and see what's inside. So this part of the house is called Zaguan, where the carriages or carruajes enter and drop off passengers by the stairs. The patio served to cool the rooms of the house, which was also used as a garden. Rooms in the estuelo were reserved for the extended family. Here is the despacho or main oficina, where the owner of the house conducted business transactions. Now this is the Sala Mayor. This area is used for entertaining important people. This room is to show off one's status in the society. This is the Horacio or the prayer room. This is the Cuarto Principal or the master's bedroom. This is the Cocina or the kitchen. This one is the latrina or the toilet. The bathroom or banyo contains 2 bathrooms. This is the azotea or the open-air balcony where the watering cistern is located. Casa Manila or Manila House, copied from the ancestral house that once stood in Calle Habaneros. It is a lifestyle museum aimed at showcasing the domestic lifestyle of a native Principalia during the Spanish colonial period.
We also headed to the oldest distillery in the Philippines, the Destileria Limtuaco Museum, which is also located within the walled city of Intramuros. Upon entry, guests will be welcomed by antique machinery and equipment used in producing alcoholic beverages since it was built in 1852 by a Chinese merchant. One side of a wall is also filled with pictures along with steps in rum making. Old bottles and barrels used in the factory, as well as photos of how the distillery looked like, are also displayed in the museum. Going up a staircase, the museum's merchandise is put on display along with some memorabilia items. In here, we can see century-old barrels used by the 5th-generation company. An exhibit of the product packaging's evolution is also displayed. There is also wine tasting at the lobby of the museum, where non-students of legal age can have 6 shots of different drinks of their choice. Shown here are the merchandise in a pair of bright red undergarments used by Laika Ugarte in 1987 for White Castle's calendar. In the second floor of the museum, other equipment used in winemaking and packaging, a collection of shot glasses, and cameras used in old commercials of their products are on display. There are also awards and recognitions alongside old newspaper articles featuring the company and its major contribution to the economy and Philippine reputation in wine exportation. Destileria de Limtuaco offers a glimpse of their magnitude and the history of Filipino alcohol industry. Drinking truly is a significant piece of the rich Filipino culture. Beers and wines are always with us on occasions and at the end of tiresome days. As a prominent Filipino interjection says,
Pre, tara, shot!